Hello guys, as always, thanks for tuning in. Jay Helmsing here. As you can tell, I'm back out at the range today. Spent some time at the range, both shooting Project 1 gun, my primary carry and primary range gun for now, and also kind of getting those final rounds in to give you an update on a gun that I've really been excited about and has really been a fun gun to shoot. I've just kind of been sprinkling in range sessions here and there, switching back between double action, single action, and my Project 1 gun just to kind of see, if I'm still kind of in the box as far as, shooting, or if it's going to, kind of skew my ability to shoot a single action, double action. Happy to report that has not happened whatsoever. But today we're here to talk about the Beretta PX4 Storm Compact Carry by Langdon Tactical. So Ernest Langdon had a lot of input on this gun, and we'll get into kind of the differences here in just a moment. Most of you are probably familiar with those. I also have here with me my own PX4 Compact. This is not the compact carry or anything, but I just started throwing parts on this gun to try to replicate the PX4 Storm Compact Carry, and I liked what I found enough that I went out and went ahead and bought the compact carry version. So we'll kind of get into this. I'll be switching back and forth with some of these here in just a few moments. I am, by the way, trying to make somebody's head explode by wearing my Sig Sauer hat while reviewing a Beretta, so we'll kind of see how that goes out there as well. Back to the story at hand. We are talking today about the PX4 Storm Compact Carry. Now, this gun is it's a little bit pricey. If you go to buy them, they're about $850 with all the stuff done to them. But if you look and you try to set yours up, you're going to be pretty close to setting up a compact PX4 the same way as you're going to get this out of the box. So it's pretty close. I think you're saving a little bit of money by getting the PX4 compact carry as it is from Beretta directly. So just some things to think about there. Now, there are some things that that are on this gun that I probably wouldn't do. Obviously the slide Cerakote, things like that. Nice touch, probably not really necessary, but take it or leave it. It's what you get out of the box with this gun. So we'll talk first a little bit about the add-ons to this gun, what it has different from the stock PX4. The stock PX4 Storm Compact review that I did was one of the most questioned reviews that I have out there, and it's mainly because people just love that gun, and they were surprised that I really didn't love it. Not that I hated it, I just found it to be kind of a mediocre gun. I did it again, I tested it again, and with this gun, I got it out of the box again. I still wasn't super hyped with it, so then I went putting parts on it and, adding those bolt-ons from Beretta, and I was really shocked at how that gun kind of woke up with some odds and ends here and there. So with this gun, what you're going to get is the low-profile decocker. It is the G version, so it's decocker only. You're going to get the low-profile slide release, or slide catch, whichever one you want to call it. The extended mag release here, you're going to get this Talon grip tape to put on it. Probably the biggest downfall of this gun. It's super slick on the sides, but if you put one of these on there, you're pretty much right back in the money with it. You're also going to get a competition trigger package in here, so a much improved trigger. It has the chromoly springs and things like that throughout it as well. Those are stock weight, but they are chromoly, so I did end up taking that stock spring out, and I reduced it a little bit by putting the D spring in this, so I dropped the pull weight down just a little bit more for my liking. And the way it is now is just a fantastic carry option, especially for those of you that want a single action, double action gun that's nice and small. So just to kind of show you next to my Glock 19, we're looking just a little bit shorter on the slide area, and then down here we're just a little bit, I'd say with the magazine in. Let's see if I can get a mag without anything in it. This mag pull one's not going to be exactly representative, but probably looking about the same with a magazine in the Glock 19. So very close in that aspect to your standard compact size weapon. Just an awesome all-around gun. Now, I did add some things that some of you with keen eyes are probably already noticing. I added these brand new decockers, these kind of low-profile decockers. Now, they're a little bit more aggressive than what you're going to get with the stock stealth decockers. I really didn't care for them so much because it's really hard to kind of manipulate those because they sit so flush. So you really got to press your thumb into them to use them. So I went with these. Very nice. I wish that they would put these on all the PX4s. Just functional, out of the way, nice decocker lever there, so very good on that end. Also put the bobbed hammer that just came out from Beretta in there. So obviously, being a carry gun, something that why have a hammer spur there if you're not going to really need it? So I just kind of put that on there, and I've been doing some testing to make sure it's reliable, and it is 100% reliable with that bobbed hammer and that kind of reduced power spring. So very nice to see there. Top to bottom on this gun, you're going to get those sights as well. They're kind of an Ameriglow Sight setup, kind of the cap front sight with a blacked out rear. Really like the sight picture, really easy to shoot and easy to shoot fast and pick up fast. You got a Cerakoted slide here. I could take it or leave it, really doesn't matter to me. It does kind of add a neat little touch to it. It is, like I say, decocker only, so that's really the only way I like my Berettas is the G version or decocker only. I really think they should all be that way. I don't see the point in having a safety on them. And then I just kind of added a little bit of tape here just because the way I grip it. I like having some texture on the underside of that trigger guard there. So I just added a little bit of that tape there, and I kind of cut this down just so I could change the profile here if I wanted to for the interchangeable grips. Other than that, the only thing I really can complain about, so, you know, kind of going top to bottom, the slide, excellent design. I mean, really smooth operation. Obviously got that rotating barrel in there. Mitigates muzzle flip, not necessarily recoil, mitigates muzzle flip just a little bit, just enough to make a difference. So pretty neat gun to shoot, especially as short as it is. Something I'm not a big fan about is the barrel length. We're looking at a pretty short barrel here. I believe it's 3.2 some inches. So pretty much like a subcompact length barrel here just because of this rotating design. So you probably do lose just a little bit of velocity out of your self-defense rounds. However, you are gaining, you know, the reduced muzzle flip from this style of lockup here. So having that rotating barrel lockup does kind of reduce that muzzle flip because there's no rise in the barrel. It's just going to stay completely flat as you shoot. So awesome gun to shoot. Like I say, you would not, it shoots like a full-size gun. It's not nearly as soft shooting as some people say, but it does shoot pretty much like a full-size gun, so it is nice in that aspect. Moving down, the rest is pretty standard fare for your polymer guns here. Everything's just nicely put together, very, very smooth. Trigger pull in this one is very good. It's your standard Beretta trigger pull. So it's going to come basically all the way forward here. There is no, you know, half cock notch or anything with a Beretta. But as you come off, it's got a really, really clean sweep through there. And then you're also looking at just a little bit of stacking toward the end, just kind of a more linear stacking as it gets closer to breaking there. Nothing to be alarmed about. Single action is absolutely fantastic. So if you look at single action on this, I've got our take up here to get those safeties out of the way, and then we're back at a wall, and then it breaks right off that wall. And I tested this on mine. We're looking at about 3.75 pounds in single action and about 8 pounds double action. So really, really nice carry gun. No hitches, no glitches, nothing like that. Easy to shoot fast. I'm probably more quick and more accurate with this gun than I would be even with my Glock 19 Gen 5 that I've been shooting the tar out of. So something to say for that for sure. Other than that, you know, I really do like the mag release here, nice and out of the way. I don't have a problem with bumping that with my fingers or anything as I get onto it. Easy to hit because it is extended. Magazines go in and out really easily. I like the coating on the magazines. What not to like about the gun? So issues that I have had with the gun, or not, I shouldn't say issues because I haven't had any reliability issues, but things to point out about the gun that are not so hot. Obviously the barrel length, I pointed that out. With some rounds you are going to get unburnt powder coming out because of the short barrel length, so I have found that kind of on my clothes, on my hands after shooting this sometime. So, you know, probably not optimal for your self-defense rounds, but, you know, carrying this, if you shoot this well, accuracy is probably more important than having, you know, a full-size 5-inch barrel if you can't shoot anything with it, or if you can't carry it comfortably. So just some things to think about there as far as my philosophy goes. Also, the slide to frame fit is tight, but you kind of get this wobble, especially when you put some rounds down to it. So you guys might be able to hear that. But it does kind of wobble side to side. Now it's not like sloppy, like I can't really induce that by shaking it or anything, but just not the tightest, most clean gun going together. Not sure if that's a make or break because you don't want them super tight because then they don't really like to function as reliably. But you know, you do have a little more slop, side to side play in this gun than I'm used to in some of my other guns. So just something that I did note. Also, the rail here is essentially worthless, and what I'm saying is if you like putting lights on your weapons, you can pretty much forget it with this gun. And I'm noticing my camera is kind of going in and out because we're losing sunlight here, so I do apologize ahead of time for the kind of shifting we're getting with the shadows and whatnot. But back to this rail here, it's essentially worthless. So you just kind of see this little stub here. Now this will not fit, really APL-C will not fit on this. Any of the Streamlights I tried would not fit on that, including this TLR3. And let me clarify because somebody's going to say, well, it will fit on there. It will fit on there. I take that back. And I have seen people shoot these. However, the problem that I have, let me loosen this up a little bit so I can get it back on there. The problem that I had with the TLR3, which is known to be a very stubby light, as you can see it's very, very stubby here, is that it would fit on, and we're working polymer on polymer here with no locking lug in there. So no matter how tight I got this, over time shooting at the range, it would slowly walk itself off and then just, you know, pop off in the middle of shooting it. Just not a good design for a rail. You know, if it's going to be that unusable, I'd just rather see it be made without a rail, just like the old Berettas, the M9s and things like that. You know, just take it off there. There's really nothing I can find that'll fit on there. You guys may know of one, you know, put it in the comments if you know a light that will work on this, but I'm saying TLR3 for me, I've had it fall off 3 times. Definitely not going to be reliable. I've tightened it up so much that I've seen the wings here bow, and I was worried that I was actually going to crack this light. So, you know, as far as getting that to work on here, I'm saying thumbs down, no go. It will not fit any of the other more popular lights just because those usually want to kind of buckle in up here somewhere. They don't want to go all the way up here, and you don't have enough room with this trigger guard. So weapon mounted light, not so much. Now that's not really a big deal for me because I always do carry a light here. Now I like to have a weapon mounted light sometimes, and have this as a backup. But I do have some illumination, so if you're a handheld light type of guy, not a big deal. And that's not really a make or break for me, just something I wanted to point out. Other than that, the gun is fantastic. I don't know if I showed you reset, I don't believe I did. Reset's nice and short. You don't have that P07, P09 insane reset. Now it's not like you know, you're going to get out of like a P229 or something like that with the short reset trigger. It's nothing like that, but it is very, very workable. Probably a little bit less than you're going to get on the Glock is what I'm going to say. So just a hair shorter than on the Glock. So awesome gun, awesome reset, shoots really well. It's accurate as can be. It's reliable as can be. Muzzle flip is very well mitigated with this gun. Really not too many downsides except for the MSRP being around the $850 mark. So that's just a little bit salty if you ask me. I think if this gun came in around $500–600, now I don't even know if that's doable, but if it came in around that mark, I would say go out all day and get it. It's just going to destroy the Glock 19 for the most part out of most people's hands without a lot of training. Easy gun to shoot, low recoil. Yeah, that would definitely be a winner in my book if the MSRP was just a tad lower. Just a little bit difficult to swallow, I think, at that $850 mark. But if you're into shooting, if you're into Berettas, if you're into single action, double action guns, it's still very, very hard to beat. So I'm going to say 2 thumbs way up on this gun. Still very happy with my conversion here on my PX4 Storm. So yeah, we'll keep kind of hammering away, and this may be a carry option down the road once I clear out Project 1 gun, because I do like carrying hammer guns a little bit more than I do striker guns. So just something that I'm going to look at. I do appreciate you guys tuning in, and I apologize for taking so long getting this out there. But yeah, check out my other videos on here. Comment, like, subscribe if you're into this. There's much more to come. And again, I apologize for this shadow shifting that my camera is doing. It must be super annoying because it's annoying for me just to watch it here. So again, I apologize on that end. Until next time, continue to practice your craft, guys. Get out to the range, continue to watch videos on YouTube or wherever else you can find them, because YouTube is kind of being not so nice to the firearm community right now. But continue to do your research and continue to just get out there and build yourself up by doing research and understanding and listening to people and taking those classes and making yourself a better shooter. Until next time, Jay Helmsing.